Hello folks, welcome to another video. This is the third one of the apple tasting for the 2021 to 2022 season.
Yeah, we're at 13th of September.
Okay. So, we've got some rather nice looking apples here, Nigel.
Yes.
See, we've got Discovery. We've tried that already this year, didn't we?
Yes,
it was a bit early.
We're a little bit early. It scored fairly well, but this one is
Sorry folks.
properly ripe.
Just going to switch my sound off. Carry on, Nigel.
Right, so this one is properly ripe this time, so we're hoping that it'll be able to score 10. And we've got a number of other varieties that are quite well known: Lord Lambourne, Lexington's Fortune, Katie, Worcester Permain, things like that. So some of you will have those trees in your gardens, I guess. We're coming towards the end of the early season apples now. We'll soon be on to the mid-season ones. We're finding this year that some of them are tending to ripen a little bit early, and some of them are not swelling up that well because I think it's the lack of rain. We've had about 6 or 7 weeks without any significant rainfall, and this makes them the trees dry out a little, and the apples tend to fall off before they're fully ripe. So they look ripe, but you find that the pips, instead of being brown, are sometimes white. Okay.
So does this mean, Nigel, that you don't go watering your trees?
I always water my trees when we have drought periods.
Right.
Currently,
Is this official drought periods or?
It's not really a drought, but the ground is very, very hard.
Yeah.
And I'm watering with a watering can, just walking up and down the rows once a day. Right. Just enough to keep the soil slightly damp at the top, so when it does rain properly, the rain will go in rather than running away.
Okay, yeah, good advice.
Yeah. Okay, shall we make a start?
Yeah.
So this one is Discovery. You can see it's coloured up as it should do. There we are.
Shall we see if we can zoom in a little now?
Oh yes, you've got a zoom control on, haven't you? Now?
Yeah, it's a bit slow, folks, so you'll have to excuse that.
I'm sure they're not in a hurry.
Yeah.
There we go. A nice colour there. And I think people will be familiar, most of them, with our scoring system by now. We score things on a 5-point scale.
So it's out of 5 for each of us, and then the total score is out of 10.
Yeah. And 3 is so-so. It's not good, not bad. It's just average. Bit more?
Big piece.
Okay. There you go.
Top.
Yeah, this is jolly good.
This is lovely, folks. Oh my god.
Very sweet. Texture's quite good. It's just starting to get a little bit softer. I know, this is interesting. It's definitely ripe, but the pips, as I was saying a few minutes ago, the pips are the wrong colour. Can you zoom a little bit on that, Julie? You'll see the pip should be black or very dark brown there.
You need to move it up more.
Oh, right.
Higher.
Oh. Can't do this. There we are. Got it. And if you look at the pip there, is that in focus? I think it is. You can see it hasn't coloured up properly. It's nearly all white.
I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, I think perhaps it's not designed to go quite as... There we go, got it. That's in focus.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the pips are the wrong colour. They haven't quite turned. So it's not fully matured as it might have done. What would you score that as, Julie?
5.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah, it's delicious, folks.
It is very, very good.
The skin's not tough. It's got a lovely taste. Not like the ones you get in the supermarket.
Now, where did I put my felt pen? I'm sure I had my felt pen here.
Is it?
No, that's. Excuse me, folks. Oh, here it is.
So,
I had a tidy up today.
I always have one in my pocket anyway, Nigel. So.
Right. So 5. and 5. Total 10.
I
Excellent.
think, Nigel, you're just a bit off the picture. Well, if I move this way, that's it, that's better, isn't
Oh, that's
it?
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, oh yeah, we'll put that back up there, don't we? There we go. That can go in there. Second one is Katie. I've never tasted this one before. That's got a sort of off-white or pale yellow flesh there. Bit more. Well, that's pretty good. I would mark it a shade less than the last one, just a little.
I agree. It's
It's very nice though.
very nice. Yeah,
It's juicy.
I'd say I'm going to give this 4.5.
Yeah. The taste is pretty appley. No other strange flavours in it.
It's soft to eat. It's tasty.
Mm.
It just hasn't quite got the edge what the first one had,
Yeah, agreed.
but it's not far off.
Yes, I'd be quite happy having one of those most days.
Yeah.
So 4.5 each, that's 9. The third apple is one I hadn't heard of until I saw it in a friend's orchard the other day, and I picked one or two of them with permission. This is called Summerfield. It's a little bit smaller than Katie and Discovery. It's sort of bicoloured, red there, look, and green at the other end. Yes, please. There we go. So red there, and if I turn it round, you can see green. We did an apple tasting at the Botanic Garden yesterday, and this one scored quite well. Oh dear.
Got a few technical difficulties, folks. The zoom's not working. Oh,
It's gone. I think perhaps you better leave it on the.
Yeah. I think, folks, because of technical difficulty, we'll leave it. It might be. I think this is really designed to be on the tripod, gimbal, whatever you want to call it, rather than using it like this. It's not. It's a cheaper one than the Sony ones, but maybe that's why.
There you go, Julie.
Oh.
So Summerfield. Oh, that's unusual. Quite different to the other two.
That tastes like that apple I had on my allotment.
Braeburn.
Yeah.
Ah, it does. It's got a sharp edge to it, doesn't it?
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a hint of, it's both sharp and sweet. Quite a good balance.
It's more crispy to eat.
Yeah, quite firm.
Skin's okay.
Is it a 5, I wonder? It's at least a 4.5 for me. I think I'm going to give it a 5. It's very, very pleasant.
I'm going to give it 4.5. It's just not quite.
Yeah, pleasant surprise there. The fourth one is a seedling which Alison and I have bred. You can see what it looks like. It's largely russeted on the skin.
So this is a new variety.
This is a new variety, yeah. and we obtained this by crossing a red-fleshed variety with a well-known English variety.
Okay.
And you can see it's red inside if I hold it to the camera. How do you think that compares with the other ones?
I need another piece just to...
It's very different, isn't it? It's sweet. The texture is a bit dry.
Yeah, that's lovely. I'll give that a 5.
Really? Oh. It's one of my favourites. It's got a sort of, well, I think it's a strawberry-like flavour. Just a hint of, there's a hint of something that isn't apple in there. Possibly a hint of russet, a russet apple. Yeah, I'll give it 4.5.
Does your friend who down south, does he watch the video?
I think he does from time to time. Yeah. Yes, he has spoken about them occasionally. Next one is one we've seen before in previous years, and also before it was ripe this year. This is Broinsdorfer from near the old East German border. Yet another of our red-fleshed varieties. See, this is just very pale pink inside. I'm still not quite sure if it's ripe yet. But it's sweet, the texture's about right. Skin's okay. There's something quite sharp there as well.
I should give that a 4. Maybe I need another piece just to confirm. I think you can tell the apples are quite nice when we have 2 pieces.
There's a, like one of the previous apples, there's a strong hint of lemon in it. It's quite a strong flavour too. I think I'm going to give that a 4.5. No, a 4. I wouldn't want to eat that every day. It's a bit unusual.
No. Yeah.
But it will be nice for, you know, a bit of variety.
Yeah.
What are you going to give it, Julie?
Same. Yeah.
4. 8. Do you think it's ripe? I think
I think it's just a bit under.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Yeah.
But it's not far off.
No.
Next one is from Belgium. A friend in Belgium who sometimes sends me new apple varieties. This one is called Rotor Grease. We've seen it in previous years. You can see it's got quite pretty stripes on it if I rotate it. Red and green stripes.
Again.
Flavour is weaker than the last one, or milder, whichever way you want to say it. Bit soft, isn't it?
I think I'll give that a 3.5. I think.
Yeah, there's something not quite
I can't
right with it.
Yeah.
Bit more.
Yeah, just to
I mean,
confirm.
it's quite good, but there's something wrong with the balance of it. In some ways, the taste is a bit flabby. Yeah, I think 3.5. I agree.
Yeah.
Nice colour though. If you wanted to put it in a fruit salad or something, or with an ordinary salad, that would brighten it up a bit. This one is by Marissa, also sold by some nurseries under the name Tickled Pink. You might have come across that. And this is a seedling of the German variety Weirouge, Weirouge.
That sounds as though it's a crispy one.
Yeah, it feels quite hard when I'm slicing it. There's the colour. Makes nice jam. Ugh.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's tart, that is. Ugh.
I was waiting for it. I didn't know whether Nigel would agree with me or whether it'd be the opposite.
Well, I'm afraid at the moment it might ripen up a bit, but
I'll give it a 2.
2, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a 2 from me as well. We'll possibly have another look at that when it ripens up a bit more, but I suspect that's the real flavour. I don't think it's going to change much more. Next one is one that you're familiar with, Julie.
Yes,
yeah,
Lord Lambourne.
Lord Lambourne.
I've got this in my garden. I shall miss that when I move.
Yeah. Now, you were saying something about this earlier, Julie, about the size of the apples
Yes,
that you
the
get.
ones are normally a lot bigger than that. And I've noticed, although mine were all tiny until recently, they have suddenly had a growth spur on. But they are bigger than that.
Yeah, I think this one is from a tree that's been suffering from lack of rain. How does it taste to what you're used to?
Different.
Quite crispy.
It hasn't got the taste.
It hasn't quite matured properly,
No.
has it?
No.
It's not bad. I mean, if you were given one, you'd eat it, but
No.
it's not in the same class
No,
as
it's
the
not.
first 2 or 3.
When this one is ripe and that, they're just gorgeous.
3.5, 4.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah. It's strange how much the apples change from year to year.
Yeah.
Because we've
I mean, normally with the Lord Lambourne, it would be end of September, October when we'd pick them.
yeah. Well, this is it's September the 13th, so we're a good fortnight, perhaps even 3 weeks early with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one is Worcester Permain. I've had some trouble with grubs in them this year. You can see this one's quite a nice colour. I like them a bit smaller than this, to be honest.
Just checking.
You're
We're
checking-
alright with this piece. I have to keep an eye on Nigel.
Well, sometimes the only apple I've got has got a grub hole in it, so it's either we taste that or we go without. Oh, that's really good. Well, for me, that's immediate 5. Lovely and appley and rich.
I think the skin lets it down.
It is a little bit tough, yeah.
Give it but the taste is there, and if you didn't have the skin on, it would be a 5, but I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay, Okay. Worcester Permain does not keep very long. 2 or 3 days after it's been on the tree, well, some people think it's not worth eating, so you've got to be really quick to eat them fresh off the tree. Next one is James Grieve.
We've done this before.
Yeah, this is not from my tree though, this is from my friend's tree down in Worcestershire.
I assume down there they'd probably have a little bit more rain than us.
I think they have, yeah. And their apples are ripening a little bit later than ours, so I think, although that they have a slightly warmer climate down there, they're maturing better than they are here. They're not dropping off the tree so much through lack of water. Well, that's very good. Oh, and the skin's definitely better than the Worcester Permain. I think you ought to have a bit more, you think?
Just try a little bit more, yeah. Yeah.
Quite a nice rich flavour there.
For me it's a 3.5.
Oh, right, okay. I'm going to give it 4.5. I quite like that.
Right. There's something about the skin with me. It gives off a taste, which doesn't.
Yeah, there's a different just under the skin. I think there's a different.
Yeah,
a
the actual.
different
If the skin weren't on, then it would be nice, but that spoils it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is Laxton's Fortune. You can see these are quite small this year. They should be sort of James Grieve size. You can see it's sort of shrunk, and my tree I think is lacking water slightly, and the colour's a bit greenish as well. Anyway, see what you think. This scored very well in our apple tasting yesterday.
Another piece, yeah.
Yeah, shall I try the other one?
Yeah.
Because they're different, like you say, they're slightly different quality. I can taste a hint of aniseed in that. I think this one might be slightly riper.
That's not bad.
What do you think?
I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a unique taste to it.
Yes, it has. It's a little bit like Ellison's orange. It's that has a sort of hint of aniseed as well. It's very sweet, quite a concentrated flavour. And in a good year, the best year, it's I would say it's probably my favourite. But this year, it's not quite up to what it could be. So 4 and 4 for that one, Julie.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one. This is another of our seedlings. It's number 3614, and this is actually a seedling from a red-fleshed German apple. Now, when you sow the pips of a red-fleshed apple, you get 2 sorts of seedlings. Some of them are red-fleshed and some are ordinary, and this is one of the ordinary ones from a red-fleshed parent.
Thank you.
Right, you can see it's white inside. This has a very, very healthy growth habit, so we're quite pleased with this one. And the skin is exceptionally soft. Bit more?
No. difficult one.
I quite like that because the skin is so unobtrusive and.
Yeah, to me, I think it's a 3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 3.5, Julie. And I'm going to give it a 4. Which is your favourite of the whole lot, do you reckon?
I think it was out of 2, wasn't it? Discovery and Katie, was it?
Yeah, there's our score sheet, look. I'll turn this round in a minute so you can have a look.
Yeah, I know it's those top ones. Yeah.
To be honest, I think my favourite today is that Discovery.
Yeah.
It was first class.
Yeah.
And it was just about as good as it can get. I'll get my little notice board.
Well, that was a much better tasting than the 2 previous ones, Nigel.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed some of those.
Some nice apples there.
Yeah.
Only one that was not really up to standard, the Marissa.
We've done that before, and I think it was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it might not be ripe yet.
Right.
They're starting to drop, and I think the majority of them are dropping because they've either short of water or been infected with something, grubs of some sort. So we will save some and look at them later.
Yeah.
Now, where do I put that? Let's just see. I'm having difficulty finding a place for it. Oh, there we are. That's it. We have quite a few more apples coming on stream, so we will be doing another apple tasting quite soon. Hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And I hope you can continue to watch the channel. And I've got to advertise my other one, Julie's Narrowboat Life. If you do a search for that channel, you'll find me there, where Nigel will be joining me a bit later in the year or maybe next year for all sorts of content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.
Bye.